Hello everyone. This is Yoga for Anxiety. And the first one we start with is Tadasana. Tadasana is the mountain pose. The asana that's in every other pose. It's stable. And we start with the shoulders, moving from the front shoulder to the top shoulder to the back shoulder, down towards the back. And I want you to feel those back bottom ribs. These are the back bottom ribs. They're the ribs that are closest to the kidneys, closest to the hip, on the back of your body. You start with your feet together, inner foot touching inner foot, inner heel contacting each other, and the palms facing each other, standing straight. As you move the thighs back to bring the weight into those heels, you feel the shoulders roll back and down and the side ribs moving forward. One of the things we like to do is roll this upper arm from inside out. You'll feel the palm turn, but the action is where the shoulder is. So first, stand in Tadasana and turn those palms out. So you feel the action in the top shoulders rolling down and the side ribs moving forward. And then breathe and you'll feel the back bottom ribs engage, the shoulder blades move forward. Breathe. This is Tadasana. The next one we do is Uttanasana. And this is where we bring the head down. This is where we're going with the anxiety sequence, as the head rests. But we first do concave back with the shoulders rolling back and down and the back bottom ribs moving forward. So feet separated today, arms up, exhale, go forward, and pause a moment and feel the spine extend forward and the thighs move back. Create space where the abdomen is, between the hips and the bottom floating ribs. Then place the hands down. Once you have there, you bring the back into a concave position where those back bottom ribs now move down. And the inner ankle still lifts. And slowly bend your elbows out to the sides and rest your head down. So let's continue this asana with the head resting on the blocks. So you get one or two blocks. You can even use a chair, depending on your need. I'm going to use 2 blocks. And the top of the head, or the forehead, somewhere there, but I'm going to look for the top of the head, rests on the blocks. You bring the chest forward and concave your back. The spine is extended forward and the chest faces the floor. Then the elbows bend out to the sides, hands by the sides of the feet, and you rest the top of the head down. You breathe. Inhale, come up. And then we're going to do Prasarita Padottanasana. A similar action, but the legs are much wider apart. And the secret to this is the legs are strong and the head is cool. So let's get the mat turned to the side and the legs go wide apart. First, I'll have the hands on the blocks, but then I want your whole palm to press on the floor. Legs wide apart, hands on the hips, inner edges of the feet parallel, and go forward. Go forward until the chest faces the floor, then place the hands there. Extend the spine forward and roll that top shoulder back. concave your back and bring the back bottom ribs down. See if you can do it with your palms on the floor. Then see if you can do it with your fingertips in line with your toes. Get your legs wide apart. Get comfortable with lifting those inner ankles and extend the spine forward. Breathe. Then rest your head down and lift your shoulders up. As you lift the shoulders, move the elbows towards each other and rest your head. Slow, steady breath as you have the legs acting like pillars to allow your forehead and the back of your neck to go completely cool. And this is what alleviates the anxiety and the tension. Inhale. And come up, hands on your hips, and jump the feet back together. All right. Then we'll do the dog pose. Again, the forehead and the top of the head is going to rest down. I'm going to get the block so that the head can rest down. I start in Tadasana with the legs wide apart, maybe wider than hip width, maybe even as wide as the mat. Then I go forward with my arms, and I get the fingertips on the floor in Uttanasana, and I walk the hands out with my palms spread completely evenly on the floor. And I stretch my whole spine forward and rest my head. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Spread the palms. Let the head rest and lift the shoulders. Lift those inner shoulders higher than the outer shoulders. And the heels move back and down. Not just like the knees lock. The knees do lock, but the heels move back like someone is pulling your heels back. Good. All right. Now it is time for the king of all asanas, Shirshasana, head balance. So I want you to please get your mat and fold it. You can do this pose with your mat any way you want, but this is how I like it. And then I like it also with a blanket. Once I have it there, it's a good size for my elbows, because you want to get your elbows down right below your shoulders, and stretch your forearm bone to your wrist, interlock your fingers, and you'll have a place for your arms to balance so you can get the weight onto your head. First, the elbows are down. I stretch my forearm bones to my wrist and interlock your fingers. Then get the crown of your head on the floor. Extend your legs and lift your shoulders. And as you lift the inner shoulder higher than the outer shoulder, you walk the feet in until your feet are almost like off the floor. Then you can lift up because the weight is on your arms, the weight is on your head. And you spread those toes, lift those heels, tighten those knees, and bring the weight high up to the ceiling as you press the wrist bones down. Breathe. And you want to feel the back of your neck move down to the base of the skull, and the muscles near your spine, which I'm calling the inner shoulder, lifts higher than what the deltoid is, the outer shoulder. Spine has to lift. The fine muscles around the spine have to lift. And I slowly, softly come down. And you can stay in this pose for longer than I'm saying. I'm just showing the asanas, and I'm teaching the sequence. And what I like to do after a headstand is a little Uttanasana to let the head hang. It's very comfortable. Hold the elbows, let the neck, let the head hang with gravity, and don't worry. Good. Now we're going to do Utthita Trikonasana and focus on the turning of these ribs from these back bottom ribs. And I'm going to use 2 blocks so that I can get my chest fully facing forward and then hopefully turning towards the ceiling. The 2 blocks will be right next to my shin bone so that the mound of my thumb can press down on it. And then I can feel the stability of my arms extending. From Tadasana, I jump wide. I turn the right leg out, step the back foot in, and keep the heel aiming at that left arch. And as I extend the arms, place the hand down and lift the arm up. And you want to feel those back bottom ribs move forward, and then the navel turn. Once you feel that, you get the neck free of stress because the 2 shoulder blades lock into place. You see, most of the time with anxiety, it lives in many places, but today we're talking about the armpits, and we're talking about the back bottom ribs, and ultimately we're going to work on afterwards the head resting by the neck letting go. So begin with this tricep muscle, this broad piece of muscle moving down away from the neck. Second side of Utthita Trikonasana, and we allow the spine to just slowly extend to the side while the legs are strong. And extend the arms fully, almost feeling like the arm that's lifting up is keeping you lifted up out of the pose, but the arm is moving down, is holding yourself there. Good. Then right over to Ardha Chandrasana. I'm going to just shift my body a little so you can see the whole pose. I'm going to go to Trikonasana, then reach over to the right, lift up, and go all the way up with the leg. Turning the chest, hand on the hip, turning that chest forward. Breathe. Turning that rib and feeling those inner shoulders move so the neck is free. The armpits are open. That circularizing from the front shoulder to the top shoulder down to the back shoulder is present at every moment in these asanas. All right. Very nice. Then I want you to get the chair, and we'll do back bend over the chair, Viparita Dandasana. And in this asana, you're going to pick up the mat, and I want you to have enough blankets for your head and arms. You get 1 chair. And I'm going to choose 3 blankets. I just know that works for my length. Everybody has a different body. You have to do what works for your length. Your arms are going to be in like headstand position with the fingers interlocked. You just simply get the feet inside the back of that chair, hips on the chair, buttocks on the chair, legs off the chair. Lie back. You can keep the knees bent, but it's easier when you get in to stretch the legs. heels back and head down, and then reach the arms over the head, and it's very rejuvenating. Press the elbows down and open the armpits, and lift that inner shoulder above the outer shoulder so it feels the spine is lifting. Makes it feel quite light. Yeah. All right, now is the time for the head to rest. So, we're going to use everything you have. I've got a bolster and 3 blankets here. I'm going to put the mat down again, and I'm going to use everything I have to rest my front body while I do the child's pose. Bolster and the 3 blankets. It's time to rest my head. Because when the back of the brain rests on the front of the brain, you feel quite cool. So feet together, knees apart, sitting on the heels, and extend the body forward. I get the abdomen and the chest on my stack of blankets. Then I rest my forehead there, and I let go. Absolutely. I swear it cools you out. Whether you're heated physically, or whether you're heated mentally, or even just your thoughts are swirling, bringing your head down where the skin of the forehead moves down will calm your mental state and will alleviate the anxiety in the body. Then we're going to get the feet together, knees apart, and rest the head on a chair. Watch. I can even rest the hips on a blanket. That helps too. But this is especially for those of us who have a little bit of stiffness. It's very good for the knees. I'm going to put 1 blanket on the chair, knees together, feet apart. Bring the body forward, but keep the knees apart and rest. The back rounds a little bit, even though the elbows don't just fall. Keep the elbows supported up so the shoulders relax and fall. That's very nice. Then I want to stretch the legs out. This is called Upavishta Konasana, the sitting angle. And you want to get the toes pointed up, the kneecaps facing the ceiling also, and bring your chest forward as the lower back stretches down. This lower back should not tighten, it should relax. Have enough support underneath your hips so it relaxes. And then again, bring the head forward so it rests. And keep your elbows a little higher than the shoulders if possible, so the shoulders can relax. All right, then 1 more forward extension. I'm going to put the chair off to the side a moment. And I'm going to have the rest of my bolster and blankets here. And we're going to do Janu Shirshasana. Janu means knee. So both legs are straight and 1 leg is bent back. So I sit. You can even sit on the floor, but it's really up to how you feel in terms of your lower back. If your lower back is a little tight or sensitive, then have something underneath your hips. Then watch. The knee goes back. The right heel is next to the right inner thigh. Then I go forward and I bring my arms forward. Wherever I hold on to, that's where I am. Then I can fold a blanket if I need for my head, because it's all about right now resting the head. And when you rest the head and the leg stretches, it's really, really nice. The elbows lift up, so the triceps lift up, and the shoulders relax. Yeah, these forward extensions are very calming and quiet. When the mind is more quiet, you can see yourself. The senses withdraw inwards. Breathe. So you lift up first, turn the chest. You can extend your arms up. It's a great way to feel the extension of the spine. Then go forward and reach your hands to your foot, or reach your hands to your bolsters, and breathe as you turn. Get the spine so the chest is turning to that straight leg. Very nice. All right. So now we're going to do a Setu Bandha Sarvangasana on the bolster and blankets. We're going to make like a bench, a bolster blanket bench with a belt for our thighs. It's just wonderful. So I get the bolster and the blankets and I stack them. Place them somewhere in the middle of the mat. Then get the I get the belt, put my chair away here. And the belt is going to go around the thighs, the tops of the thighs, where it meets my hips. Make the belt pretty tight so that the legs feel like they're bound and I don't have to work at it once I'm in. Then watch. First, the shoulders are not off the blankets, but my head is. Then my head touches. Then I just slide just enough for the shoulders to touch the floor. That's it. Then you'll notice mostly that action of the shoulders touching the floor is where the edge of the blankets touches those back bottom ribs. Palms are up and let the legs extend easily. And you breathe by lifting the sides of the ribs and by paying attention to how the ribs, or the front floating ribs, interact with your breath. Yeah, it's really nice. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. All right, great. And now, I just want to do a Shavasana from here. So I'm going to keep the belt on. And then I'm going to place the legs over these blankets and rest. And you want to turn these arms so the palms are up and the shoulders roll back and down, just like the other asanas we did. It's so simple. So that's what I'm going to spend my time doing here. My legs are relaxed. I'm going to spend my time turning my arms so that I feel like my outer shoulders, where it meets the like the lateral side of my shoulders. We call in yoga the outer shoulders roll down, side chest lifts, and I feel comfortable there. Then I let go. I see if I can just let everything go with every exhalation. Relax, and there's nothing to do. Let the thoughts move in and move out. And just think of the supreme eternal energy that is within yourself, within your beating heart, and let go of the whole face. Great. Well, thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. See you soon. Namaste.